Hello and welcome to a special episode today. This is the Wonderful World of Knitting podcast. My name is Kathleen and today we're talking yarn stash. Yes, settle in, get yourself a nice drink. I'm just sticking to water today because I have to talk a lot now, so I need my water. So, yes, I've been wanting to do this video for quite some time now to show you knitters my yarn stash. Yarn stash, it's such a personal meta topic and yes, it's one where knitters get a bit divided. Just please bear in mind anything I say now is just my opinion and my experience, so I'm not here to generalize or to label anyone. Everybody, of course, there are many different varieties, everybody's so wonderfully unique, so everybody does it differently. So because what I've noticed is with knitters and with, I mean, we are truly obsessed as knitters, right? You know, it's a passion for us. It's our hobby. It's what we love doing, and because we love knitting, of course, we love yarn, and some even love yarn more than love knitting, right? So yes, so the way I see it, and I've come across these two groups really. There are those that just buy yarn because they love the yarn. They buy the yarn because it's beautiful, and I'm in that group. If I see a truly beautiful yarn with some special fibers in it, a new blend or a nice color, I have to have it, even though I don't have a project in mind. And so this is how my stash grew over the years. And I would put myself into the, in terms of the size of the stash, I put myself into the medium size group really. So now then the other group of knitters, the way they go about yarn, knitting, stash and things like that, and this is more probably a smaller number of knitters, they don't really get excited by the yarn itself, strangely enough. They get excited only by a pattern. So what they do is they see a pattern and then they go yarn shopping and they buy exactly the yarn they would like to use for that pattern. So they don't have to go, searching in their stash for yarn for a pattern. They just simply then go ahead and buy it. But nowadays that everything is online anyway, it's becoming more difficult actually to buy yarn, because when you see it online, you don't really get, you don't see a true representation of the yarn because the color can show up on the screen differently. So buying yarn online is not the best thing, even though of course, you know, for convenience reasons it is much nicer. It's much easier and quicker than to actually go to the yarn store. However, going to the yarn store gives you the true experience, so that is nice. So yeah, this is a small minority. Ones that don't really go and buy the yarn for the sake of having it. So yeah, this is what I've noticed. But I would say the majority do have a good size amount of yarn at home. And yes, so I've just as a recap, I've been knitting for over 10 years now, and seriously knitting for the past 3 years. So yes, in those 3 years I did grow my yarn stash a lot. And so I've been thinking about how I should do this video, how should I show you, because we are limited in terms of the space and things like that. So everything is stashed away. So I keep the yarn in my bedroom, in the ottoman, which I will show in a moment. So I keep my yarn in our bedroom, in this ottoman here. So if I measure, oh gosh, there we go. It is open. The treasure box is open. And this is where I keep all my yarn stashed away, in this ottoman. Okay. And then here on the bed, I have bags and storage containers of yarn, boxes. And I'm going to empty them all out and show you. And right now I took everything out and I put everything on the floor. And so what I shall do is I just start showing you the yarn, and then I should just put it on the bed, which is just there opposite me. So let's start. I'm so excited. Let's start with this. I hope this is not going to take forever. So this yarn is the British Breeds by Marie Wallin, and this is to make the chestnut cardigan. So I've got 2 bags full of this yarn, and I always smell yarn because I love, especially this yarn has such a sheepish smell. So yeah, this is the Marie Wallin British Breeds yarn. That's, yeah, I have got many different colors in this. Let me show you some more colors. It is a beautiful yarn. It's a 4-ply yarn. And this is a quantity for the chestnut cardigan, which I would like to make this year. So that's the British Breeds by Marie Wallin. That one was quite expensive. Oh, so next one. I've got here a sweater's quantity. Sweater's quantity of Brusca by Rosa Pomar. Does it show? Yeah, Brusca by, I'm not sure if you can see this. Ooh. It's such a gorgeous color. Yes, Brusca, sweater's quantity. I do love this autumnal color, so I don't know yet what this will become, but we shall see. So in this bag, this looks like a project bag, but it's not. I just keep, at the moment I just keep my yarn in this bag. And in here I keep woolly knits, yarn to cone, but these are the hanks of the, I think woolly knit. I think they're called woolly knit, yeah. This is the Harvest colorway. This is the yarn that I've used for my pie shawl. And there are two more hanks in here. A grey and the Harvest color. This grey one I can see being an open and airy oversized sweater. I've got some pink. I've used this to knit my daughter a sweater held double. So that's that. And here, look at this. We have a little cast on actually that I started. But then I didn't continue, unfortunately. And there is a small cone. Yeah, yarn to cone, British wool. And this is grey natural. Oh, this is such a gorgeous color. Oh gosh, when I see this I just want to knit with it. Oh. Yeah, I thought I found a moth there in my yarn. And next up we have, oh, that one is nice. Oh. So yeah, most of the yarn is still in its original packaging, but with lavender sachets, because this is a moth repellent. I am worried about moth infestation, so I just had to run downstairs because the doorbell rang. This is the Tuku Wool DK, and look at this gorgeous color. Oh, I love this color. I've actually used Tuku Wool DK. This is 100% Finnish wool. I used this in a different color to make my Cumulus blouse recently with this yarn here. So this is exactly the same wool but different color. But I also have a sweater's quantity of this. I've got 4 of those. My yarn babies. They're my yarn babies. And then the next one, I have something else in this bag. Apologies for the noise. I have something very special here in this bag still. This is the Tinde yarn. Tinde by Hillesvåg. It's a Norwegian yarn, DK weight. Yeah, I think it knits up as DK weight, and this is the cognac colorway. And I also have a sweater's quantity here. I have 3. So I've never used this yarn before, but I've heard that Hillesvåg Tinde is a lovely yarn, so I'm very excited. I hope to be making something soon. Maybe a nice colorwork sweater? That would be nice. Yeah, after this episode it's going to be so messy in here, but who cares? Next up, I'm going through all my stash, so literally complete mess. I have, this is quite similar color to what I've just showed you now. This is Cascade 220 Heather. And this is also a sweater's quantity worth as well. And this is such a lovely color as well. Cascade 220 Heather. Yeah, this is 100% Peruvian Highland wool. It's actually almost like an Aran weight, I would say. I did buy this one with a project in mind, but then it didn't happen. As I said, we have plans, and then sometimes it doesn't substantiate those plans. Next up. What's in here? This looks like sock yarn. And this is such a lovely, lovely variegated yarn. Malabrigo. And look at this colorway. Isn't this stunning? I have only one of these. So there are some one skein projects out there. This color is almost too good to be a sock. I can picture this as a lovely scarf that you put around your neck. That would look really nice, I think. And then I have this gorgeous colorway. This is also the Malabrigo Fresco Ye Seco. Yes, Malabrigo sock. And I actually had 2 of those, and I made one pair of sock for my ex-boss in Germany. Yeah, here's the leftover of the second one for the sock that I made. And this I could see as a, I mean, I love this color. It could also be like a scarf, perhaps. So that's that. I hope I'm not going too fast for you. And then here we actually have an unfinished object that I'm not going to show you now, because it's been years that this is a years long lingering project that I haven't touched. I shall show you that in another episode. And what is next? Oh yeah, I've got some lovely I have some lovely DK weight yarn in here. Let me show you. I'm housing that in this bag. This is Knoll mohair tweed. This is 70% merino and 30% mohair. And it's this lovely tweedy yarn. And I also have a sweater's quantity of that. Oh, I just want to knit with this right now. This is such a lovely, beautiful grey. And I have another colorway in here as well of the same yarn. And I did use this yarn already for one V-neck sweater. I have this color in here as well, which is the same yarn. Knoll. Yeah, 70% merino, 30% excuse me, 30% more hair, and this is another colorway as well. So yeah, I've got notes in here. As I said, there's more. I'm actually a little worried when I was thinking to do this video about my stash. I have to be honest with me and with myself and admit that I do have a lot of yarn, and I should stop buying yarn, I think, because I have really enough. So I'm almost dreading. I dreaded making this video, but there you go. So now there's yarn all over the place. I have some. This is also quite a popular yarn as well. I have some Filcolana Tilia mohair, and this I could hold this. I want to hold this double with a DK weight yarn to make an Aran weight yarn, and use this for a sweater. And then I have something else in this bag. Let me show you this. I bought this yarn that I'm going to show you now. I bought this online. Where did I buy it? I wouldn't be able to tell you now, I'm sorry. But I may be able to find it and link it below. This is the Isea Spinny. And I've got two. This is already hanged up. Wound up into a ball. Yeah, and this is the Isea Spinny in the colorway 22S. I was initially thinking this could be a lovely ranunculus. That would look nice, I think. Yeah. So that will go in here. What do we have in here? I have one skein of this sage green colorway Tilia Filcolana again. This is a nice color. I do not know what that will become. And then this yarn I bought when I went to the Knitting and Stitching show. And this is such a golden orangey silk mohair. I've got two, and it's called Dinah's Home of Crafts. Lace weight, yeah. Kid mohair and silk. And the colorway is called Pure Gold. And I want to show you, whilst I have this out, I want to show you my thoughts, what I could use this for. Oh. So I could, because a few months ago I got the Nutiden yarn, and I got it in that orangey color, and I thought it would match perfectly with this. So I've got several plates of the Nutiden unspun yarn. Holding this double with the silk mohair would make a lovely cardigan. Yeah, so that will go in there again. And then going back, this yarn that you're going to see now, I also bought in person at the Knitting and Stitching show, and this was quite expensive, I have to say, but I couldn't say no to it. I have 4. This is a lace weight yarn, and this is an indie dyer, and I've never heard of this yarn producer before, but when I saw it I just had to have it. It's called, excuse me if I'm butchering the name, Debonair, and it's squeal lace it's called, and the colorway Burnished Gold. Yes, and oh, that's an interesting composition there. It is superwash merino silk and 5% yak. And when I saw this, I thought, oh, I don't have any yak yarn, so this is how I justified, just at the time, how I justified buying the yarn, so that I can have some yak yarn, but it's only 5%, which is small percentage. But yes, it's lace weight. If I hold this double, would also be a beautiful sweater. I think when I edit the video, I'm going to have to cut out all these seconds when I bend down and pick up new yarn, more yarn. And now we'll move on to this bag. And this is Drops Puna, and this is ever so soft alpaca yarn. I bought this also a while ago. Oh, and I love this. This is so soft. And yeah, as you can see, I bought this actually for a colorwork sweater, because there are two in there which are like let me show you, let me take them out. So I've got several of those, yeah. And I was thinking to do a colorwork sweater with this color. And I think this would look so lovely. Oh, love it. Drops Puna, it is. Made in Peru. And it is 100% alpaca. And yes, it's ever so soft. Yeah. And I used this already. I held this double with another yarn to make the sweater for my daughter. Now in here we have some La Bien Aimée yarn. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. There. La Bien Aimée yarn. I'm not sure if you can see that. Yeah. And that is their Helix yarn in this gorgeous brownish cognac-y color. And I have two. And I also have this, this was my La Bien Aimée purchase, so I also have this silk mohair in the colorway Zantoki. And I have two. And then another, so this was one purchase that I made online over a year ago. And also La Bien Aimée silk mohair in this caramel, I want to say. Is it? Yes, caramel. Colorway caramel. So yeah. Then from Isea Spinny, I have this gorgeous hank. And it is the color 6S. I bought this online from a London yarn store. I think it may have been Tribe Yarn. I once went there as well and visited them, and it was really lovely. Isea Spinny. And it's pure new wool. Yeah, 100% wool from Denmark. Yeah, okay, made in Denmark. And this is almost, oh, this is such a oatmeal. It's an oatmeal color. Can you see this? I'm not sure if you can really see the color well there. I don't know on the camera. But yeah, it's very oatmeal-y wheat color. And I absolutely love it. I have two. And I was actually thinking to use this yarn to make the Forestberry jacket. Yes, it's called Forestberry jacket by Fable Knitwear, and I love her garments, her patterns. So yes, if I hold this double, then I could achieve the gauge, and because the Forestberry jacket, one of them she made also in this kind of oatmeal milky color, and I think it would look gorgeous. But I'm not sure if it's going to be enough for that, so I would have to do some maths to find that out. And we have some more drops yarn now. Oh, here, these are the lavender sachets that I use. They last for about 3 months, and then when the time finishes, then it just says end on it, so you know you have to replace it. And yeah, as I said, it's a sweaters quantity. So this is lovely, lovely, lovely color as well. And I've got a different colorway here. This is lovely as well. Drops Alpaca, it's called. And I bought this one online from Linde Hobby, and they ship to the UK. I'm not sure exactly where they are, but they're not in the UK, they're in a different country. Yeah, and they have affordable yarns. If you're ever looking for nice affordable yarns, look for Linde Hobby, Linde, and then Hobby, I believe. Yeah, and they deliver into the UK, and it's 100% alpaca, and it's I would say fingering weight yarn. Yeah, it's quite thin. I've heard that alpaca grows in length, so I have not made a 100% alpaca garment yet. So when I make a garment out of alpaca, we'll have to see how that goes, because if it grows in length, then you're going to have to adjust the size. I don't know yet. But that's where swatching comes in. You do want to knit a swatch so that you know exactly how the fibers behave after washing. But then again, that will still not give you a true representation, because a swatch is only very light and small. Whereas if you have a garment, a knitted garment, a sweater for example, that can become quite heavy. So then as the garment hangs, it then can lengthen because of the weight. So at the end of the day, you never truly know how the finished object then behaves. Really, you never truly know. For example, the sleeves could lengthen with alpaca. As I said, it grows, and so then if it's a very heavy, dense fabric, just simply due to the weight, it could actually grow. So we'll have to see about that. Yeah. And then, what have we got here? Ah, gosh. I do hope that my partner does not watch this video, because then he's going to get a shock when he sees all the yarns that I have. I don't have hoarding tendencies, but when it comes to yarn, I probably do. And this is the Malabrigo. Pardon, excuse me. Malabrigo Arroyo. And it's the colorway Boreas. This is a fingering weight yarn, and I actually already knitted an all-over lace cardigan with this yarn, but I simply purchased too much, and so I had this hank left over. So I don't know what this is going to become. As I said, I already did the lace cardigan, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. And in fact, I don't just have one left, but I have 3 left. So this could become another. I'm thinking, now that I see this could become another lovely, even maybe a vest or another little sweater or something. Or a shawl this time. So yeah, this went a long way, because obviously being a lace cardigan, and also it was a short sleeve cardigan, I hardly used any yarn. So because with lace there are holes in your work, so that's why you use less fabric or materials, I should say. In this bag I also have 1 skein left of West Yorkshire Spinners, the Croft Shetland Tweed. This is 100% Shetland Island wool, and I made a sweater out of this. That's why I only have 1 skein left. And yeah, this is a lovely colorway. Oh, I can tell you what it is. It's Mossbank, the colorway Mossbank. If you're interested, please comment on the video. If you say, oh Kathleen, I really am interested in this yarn, then I will totally respond and find out exactly where I purchased the yarn, and I can send you all the details. I can send you the full name and the colorway if you're interested in any of the yarns you see in today's video. The Croft Shetland Tweed. Yeah. And I made a sweater out of that. Then the next yarn that I'm actually using right now for a project is this summery yarn, Viking Bambino, that I've recently just purchased in this lovely blue color. I will show this project, it's a whip at the moment, that I'm working on. I will show that in the next episode. So that's that. And here I have some scrap yarn, leftover yarn from a sock that I made. And this is also such a gorgeous colorway. I think purple and yellow just goes so well together. And yeah, leftover from socks. I actually have a dedicated storage container for basically just leftover scraps that I've already used for other projects, and they're just leftovers. So I will just put that together in there and then show you as well. So what do we have in here? It seems to me it's never ending, so I apologize. In here we have some very cheap, I'm sorry to say, acrylic yarn. But I couldn't say no because of the color. Chunky paprika colorway, and it just totally had me. But it is 100% acrylic. And yes, I have a sweater's quantity there. Next up, loads and loads of silk mohair in here. Oh! Trying to hold all these balls of yarn. Yeah. This is so soft. Drops Kid Silk in this dark green color, and a silvery grey yarn. And I want to use this, holding it double, with some of the other Nutidens to make a cardigan. Oh, and this I want to use as well, holding it double with another green DK weight yarn I have, making a cardigan for my mum. I hope that's going to happen this year. So I have loads and loads and loads of those in there. So that's that. So that was Drops Kid Silk. This is quite inexpensive Kid Silk yarn, and I would really recommend it. Yeah, it is nice. And then whilst I'm here on the bed, I have this storage container here. And earlier I already showed you the Nutiden yarn, but I did not show you this colorway. I got this from their, I think it was the February collection. This is Nutiden by Anna Og in this kind of very light pink colorway. And I want to hold this double with the Drops Kid Silk mohair. Yeah. Next up, we're going to have some cones. Woolly knit yarn to cone, British wool. This one is still untouched. And look at this, is the mustard. Is it the mustard? Mustard Fields colorway. Yeah. And these are the two cones that I have left over from my pie shawl. Nothing much to say about this. It's fingering weight yarn. It's very lovely. I think it is non-superwash. So fingering weight yarn, very woolly, very hairy, lovely, very rustic yarn. If you hold it double, it can give you a DK weight yarn. So, and what have we got in here? Oh, I love this color. This is also Isea yarn. And this yarn initially I bought because I saw the Felix cardigan that I want to make with this yarn. But the Felix cardigan has quite a large gauge. I think even maybe around between 15 to maybe 16 stitches per 10 centimeter. And this is fingering weight yarn, so I would have to hold this double. And then still, that because I'm a tight knitter, so I would still have too many stitches per 10 centimeter. So if I knit the Felix cardigan, I would have to change the gauge of the garment. But isn't this so gorgeous? Look at this. There's this, it's not just a plain wet, there's these yellow and pink specks in it. Here, look at this speck there, look at the specks. It is absolutely gorgeous. And I've wound it up already, so in fact I have, you know, seeing this now, I just want to cast that on today. Oh, I have wound one up already, so this is the same as this. Look at that. Yeah, I just so want to use this. There's these yellow, pink specks. Love it. Oh, did I tell you what yarn it is? It's the Isaiah. Isaiah Tweed Paprika. And we're going to just quickly put that back in the bag. So if you have any ideas what else I could make with this, please drop me a line, comment below. I would love to hear any thoughts, ideas. I'm always on the lookout for new patterns, things that I can knit. Yes, because the Felix cardigan is a raglan cardigan, but for the raglans you've got lace, a lace detail here for the raglans, and so that's really lovely and beautiful. Just too many patterns out there. Too many gorgeous patterns. Next up, I have this yellow color. And this I bought on Etsy. I think actually it's the only time that I've bought yarn on Etsy. I normally don't do that. And it's called the Twisted Squirrel. I do not know if this person still produces yarn. I don't know. But it's so soft. And the colorway is Buttercup, like the flower. Kid silk lace. Oh, that is so lovely. And in here we also have, oh gosh, this is Fiber Spades Vivacious 4-ply. And I have this left over from my Sunday cardigan. Yes, I have these left over. And what else have we got? In here I also have a sweater's quantity of Retrosaria presenter. It is Retrosaria Rosa Pomar. Yeah, it's a yarn producer in Portugal, and they are very popular as well. They make beautiful yarns. And this is the Soft Donegal. Soft Donegal, 100% wool. Yes, as I said, made in Portugal. And it's this gorgeous tweedy green. Isn't it so nice? And I have loads of those in this bag here. Seeing all the yarn I have, I really cannot justify buying more yarn because I have such beautiful yarns already. And I have another bag here. Let's see what we have in here. Oh, this is more or less just scraps in here. This is a leftover Rowan Alpaca Classic. And literally just scraps in here, but I'm still going to empty this out now because there are some other yarns in there I want to show. I have some summer yarn in here, Drop Spell. That I've used this yarn when I knitted a sweater for my friend last year for her birthday. So this is like a cotton yarn, summery yarn. And at the same time, I also bought this color as well. So I have a sweater quantity of this in this pink. I think this would be a lovely ranunculus, perhaps. Another one that I have in here is the Sandnesgarn Line. And this yarn I actually used for my, what is it called? For my breezer. I knitted a breezer last year. There was a knit along with Jana. So I've used this yarn for that. In this light, is it lavender? It's a very light purple color. And then what else we have? I have a sweaters quantity. Mostly I just buy sweater quantity really now. I have the Noro. Noro yarn is also a very popular yarn. Japan, made in Japan. So, and this is also such a lovely colorway. Not sure if you can see that. Does this show up? And I have 4 of those. I actually saw High Fiber Knits, another podcaster. She made a cardigan with a similar yarn like that. I'm not sure if it's exactly the same one or a different one, but very similar. Very multicolored, many different specs. And because it's so multicolored, it doesn't look silly anymore, if that makes sense, because there's so many colors. And then if you hold it double, if you pair it with a plain, like with a white mohair, for example, then it just washes it out and it kind of tones it down. So that would look really lovely as well, a cardigan in this held with silk mohair. And then we have a Halloween skein as well, sock yarn, Halloween sock yarn. And I'm just going to put all this back inside. And then we have 2 more, one more bag and one more box, small box. I have this bag here. Look at this, lovely. This is from Sakami Yarn. Look at this lovely bag. And I have various yarns in this bag here. Yes, I have once again very famous yarn, Biche Bush, they're called. It's in here. And I was thinking I could hold this together with the spinny yarn that I showed earlier, the Paprika. I think it is here somewhere. No, it's not. Yes, I was thinking to hold this together with the Paprika Isaiah Tweedy. Yeah, Isaiah Tweedy. Hold this with the Isaiah Tweedy to make the Felix cardigan. But then I'm not sure. I think I did buy the wrong wet, because I think this is not such a nice wet. I mean, there's a tone in there I don't like. I don't like that kind of wet. Yeah, and it's the Biche Bush Le Petit Silk Mohair. I think it's French. It's a French yarn. So I don't really have an order in my yarn stash. I'm not ordering, or I have only fingering weight yarn in this bag. I have only DK weight in that bag. I don't have any system or order. It just goes into bags basically. So next is Pixie yarn, hand dyed yarn in the colorway Orange, and I picked this up online. Look at this gorgeous color. I cannot believe it. Ah, what could this be? I like knitting socks, so maybe it will become socks. We shall see. And I have only one of those here. Only one. What could this be? So nice. Maybe a Whipple Bralette by Jessie Maid. That would look so nice. I think I'm going to have to wash it now because I have to actually go and pick up my two girls from school. I have this gorgeous queen, and I actually bought this with the intention to make the cardigan for my mum. So I'm going to have to really cast this on, otherwise it's just not going to happen. So yeah, if I hold this double with the Drops Kid Silk that I showed you earlier, I think the window is open and the wind is moving the door, so I'm just going to open the door now. Yeah, apologies for the noise. So yes, so hold this double to make a cardigan, because I think my mum, she likes green. So, and this is the Yarn Collective Bloomsbury DK Merino Wool. It does feel like it is superwash, but I could be wrong. But I think it's nice. I have some more Noro yarn in this golden color. This is more like sock yarn. Yeah, I think this could be a nice pair of socks. And here is where the Sakami yarn comes in. This is a lovely color called Boomy, and this is their baby 50% baby alpaca, 25% linen, and 25% silk. So alpaca, linen, and silk. And I also have 4 of these. This one's already wound up, and I think this would make also a lovely, gorgeous, oversized sweater perhaps. And it has these different specs in here. So because it's an indie dyer, every skein is different, so I have to alternate the skeins, because some skein could have could be slightly darker or lighter. So like, let's say if you knit the sweater and then you change to the second skein, you can clearly see a color change where you joined the second skein. So by alternating the skeins, you don't have that effect. Otherwise it would very silly if you have the kind of same colorway, but here it's lighter and then down below it's darker, or same with the sleeves. It actually once happened to me, my very first sweater that I knitted, I had to buy more yarn and it was a different dye lot, and then one sleeve had a different blue. Ooh, that wasn't nice. So yeah, that taught me a lesson. Ever since then that never happened again. And then I have more Sakami yarn. I think this is fingering weight merino wool. Look at this lovely color. Yeah, and this is Caravaggio. Yeah, superwash fine merino, fingering weight. I have a sweater quantity of that as well. And we have more Sakami yarn. When I saw this online, this colorway, I fell in love. This is so nice. I think it is called Reverse. Oh yeah, I remember that one. Reverse Universe. Also, this is actually DK weight yarn. And I have this already, I have this wound up already. So this is actually the same yarn wound up. So I had 4 of these. So there's 2 here, 2 there. And yeah, not sure yet what this will become. We shall see. And then the last one is this, and it is from Schwedenrot. Yeah, is it Schwedenrot? Yeah, Schwedenrot Yarns. This is actually a yarn producer in Germany. So I had my, I bought it and I put the delivery address of my parents down. So, because I think at the time they couldn't deliver to the United Kingdom. Whew, gosh, this is exhausting. And yeah, we've got some more yarn in there. This yarn was quite expensive actually, so I had to restrain myself. And so I had to kind of limit the yarn I bought. Schwedenrot yarn, Such beautiful yarns they have. This is their High Twist Merino base. Yes, High Twist Merino base, which is 100% superwash merino, and it's fingering weight yarn. The colorway Ipe, and I have 2 of those, and it's a lovely purple blue. And then, oh, this one is a crazy color. Look at that. Also, all this now, what I'm showing you now in this box is Swedenrod yarn. And this is their luxury sock base, 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. And purple rain. I would highly recommend this this yarn because it is gorgeous. I have not knit with it yet, but believe you me, it's lovely. Then still Swedenrod yarn. You have such a beautiful label as well. Look, can you see that? This is also their luxury sock base, 100% superwash merino, and in their rusty colorway. This I was thinking actually to knit the Tekna with this, which is a garment, a sweater with lace detail at the hem. But I'm not sure if it's if it would be the right gauge. I only have 2. I'm not sure if that would work. And then the last yarn I got from Swedenrod yarns is this. Somehow it shows up purple on the camera, but it is actually a red. Can you see that? And this is their merino linen, superwash merino and linen. Yeah, it is a wet, really. It's wet, but it shows up as purple. How weird! Must be because of the light I have there. Okay, and then the last one, the very last one, is this storage container I have here where I keep my scraps. So we almost are at the end now of this video. Oh, and yeah, this is even more yarn in here that I will just show you real quick. I don't think I can show you all the yarn I have in here. I used to buy yarn in John Lewis a lot. Oh yeah, in here I literally just have scraps. I do not know anymore what kind of yarn that is, but mainly DK weight yarn. Oh, this one is a woven yarn. And Söder Big Softy. And yeah, just scraps left over really. The yarn I have in this container is very old, by the way. Years old. Over 10 years old. In here, oh, I have some more woven. Actually, I forgot all about this yarn. I could use this as well, because this is the, oh, very nice, Woven Kid Silk Haze Eclipse. And it has this shimmer in it. I'm not sure if you can see that. Can you see the shimmer? Yeah, Woven Kid Silk Haze. And I have 3 or 4, so I could hold this as well, double with one of the other sweaters. Some more DK weight yarn. Look at this lovely color. I don't really have to label anymore for these yarns, so I wouldn't be able to tell you what it is. This is also a woven yarn. This is Kid Silk Haze. Sorry, Silk Mohair yarn basically, but the trio, called trio, because they're actually 3 strands, so it's much thicker. some other yarns I have. I have loads and loads of scraps. We're almost at the end. More kid silk from Rowan. And literally this bag is just full of scraps now. DK scraps. Because I crocheted a 20 square blanket, and there the yarn is used up really quickly, and just use DK weight yarn. So one ball just finishes like that real quick when you do crochet. So I have all these scraps, loads and loads in here. And I promise we're almost done now. And this is the very last bag. I promise, the last one. I bought this also at the Knitting and Stitching show. Sorry about the noise now. And I want to show you the label, because these ones still come with label. So this is a bag also full of yarn. And this is Chunky Weight yarn, Sublime Chunky Merino Tweed. Can you see that? Yeah. And this yarn is over 10 years old in my stash. So yes, I think for my circumstances really, and for my life, I think it is substantial. And I think I should stop buying yarn. Let's see if I can do that. So yeah, I think that's it for now. That you have literally seen all my stash. I'm happy I've done this now for you. Let me know what you think. Do you have more yarn? Do you have less yarn? Do you have about the same, do you think? How do you store your yarn? Please comment below, let me know. Maybe you have a system that I can adopt. That I can adopt. And yeah, just let me know. Do you think I think I have enough. That will last me probably for the rest of my life. Okay, so on that note, I hope you're all well. I hope you enjoyed this video. And yeah, I can't wait to bring you more. Not yarn, but whips and finished objects. So yeah, bye bye for now. Bye.